Yes, hello, way over there. Thank you, P. Taya. So that cupboard right there. Where's my camera? There. Anyways, point to the lower shelf, please. The lower shelf. That's where we keep all of these fancy colors. Thank you. Okay, for glazing clay. Right, we've got all these lovely samples. Mid green, lime green, hunter green, bright green. And today we're in front of a live studio audience. Yay! Thank you, Art Club. So I'm gonna load us in here. Hopefully it'll keep rolling. And we've got a ton to look at. These are your samples. Obviously, this green is similar to one of those, right? Nice, pretty green. I've gone around and done a whole bunch of, let's just zoom in a little bit. Right, okay, that'll do. I've done a whole bunch of glazing around. There's no white spots left. You see the white on the back only, right? My name's there. That doesn't, just leave some on the back. This is so glossy and shiny and fancy. There's no white bits. Obviously, the teeth are done white, but you want to touch your colors together. That's fine. Where's another sample? Anybody? Oh, Totoro. Oh, yay. Now this, we left a little bit on the top so that the chia, this is a chia pet, the chia can grow out there. But it's a rich, saturated, excellent, really well done with the glazing because it's super shiny and the brown is lovely. If you only put on a little bit of glaze, look here, you can see the green, but you can kind of see some of the brush strokes through it. So it wasn't put on very thick. Even here, even on the sample, you can see where it's a little bit thicker or where it's thin. So when we put on a glaze, we put it on 2 or 3 times in order to get the full saturated color. Okay, Toro will sit over there, your face over there. This. Let's clear out some space and just look for the name. Bright, obviously purple. Royal, obviously purple. And then there's all these other ones. Flesh, depending on, it's called Flesh. It's a bit of a racist name, but you know, that's where they're at when they make these things. So the colors, when you get them, they come in the tubs. Shake them up. Christmas red is kind of the best red we've got. Obviously, the Christmas red lid needs to go back to the Christmas red tub. Today we had a blue lid on a white tub. Tragedy, because this gets stuck in there and it ruined the tub. All right, if I want the red, I got the red. I'm gonna work with the red. Somebody else, they can take the lid and go work on it. You can also pour some in or just put it back together. And they always wanna go on halfway. You gotta get them on just right. Shake it up and then give somebody else the lid and they can work on it. We might even have 2 tubs of the red. So the red looks like that. But then when it's all finished, it looks like this. So actually that one's a pretty close, they're pretty similar. Whereas something like, what do we say? What's the black? Well, it just looks, yeah, it looks kind of black. It's gonna work out. All right, we'll get those going. Now these ones are actually called where is it? These are called underglaze. I have some that are actually called glaze, where you get the shininess as well as the color. So, there's a good example. See how Ava, she didn't do the shine on the bottom, but she got it on the sides and on the inside. The shine is the glaze. The color is the underglaze. So you start by putting color, and then you put on this, which is, of course, the glaze. It's gonna look like that. You're not gonna believe me, but if you look at the edge here, there's a little bit of blue in there. So this is a dark blue covered with lots of, basically it's a clear see-through coat that gives it that shine. You're gonna be like, Mr. Shaw, what happened to the blue? I'll be like, it'll work out. This will turn to glass in the oven, in the kiln, K-I-L-N, and it'll dry clear and come out super fancy, shiny Totoro-like, depending on your color. By the way, that one looks like there was a, whatever this, Prussian blue or something, and then someone put another coat of maybe white over top or something, and they merged together. You can do that a little bit, but you don't quite know what's gonna happen. The only thing I don't want you to do is to take the black and mix these up. So don't pour them out, just take one to your desk, and go from there. Also, if this is my, let's say my black brush, of course I'm gonna go clean my brush super well before I put it in something else. Now, I'm just gonna start, those eyeballs, I could paint them white, or I say paint, we paint it on, but it's actually a glaze. So I'm gonna go for the pupils, of course. I'm just gonna dab it on. Now the faces are pretty finicky because there's lots of little spots that are hard to get to, but already, super. Am I done? Sort of. It takes, if you read on the sides of these tubs, they say stir and shake well, really important. If the lid's on, give it a good stir. Apply 3 coats by brush, all right, so that's coat 1. I could leave it to dry, or I could just kind of dab on a second coat, put it on nice and thick. Maybe I'll do that. I'll put it on thick. And that one, I'll let it dry maybe for 10 minutes or something before I do my final coat of the black. Okay, now the teeth are going to be white. The inside of the mouth, I'm not sure. We've got red. Was there a yellow? Oh, right there. Right there. I couldn't see yellow. I could only read yellow. All right, I'll take a little bit of yellow. And I thought for this one, I'll just grab another brush. Where's my yellow? I shook it up already. And they just go on really straightforward, as if you are painting them. And no problem about getting them on your hands. They're not toxic or anything. They're wonderful to work with, straight out of the tub. And as I say, don't leave any, see on the tip there? Oh, I forgot a bit. Don't leave that white bit, okay? Ideally, maybe don't do it on the back, but depends on what you're into. Okay, so I'm gonna go around, and mostly I'm gonna do this, this particular one in yellow. However, I think the lips will be red. The teeth I'm gonna leave, and the whites of the eyes I'm gonna leave, because as I said, they could be white, but the clay is kind of white already. So I will, when this is all dry, I'll put on 3 coats of the clear. So we'll say 3 of color, dry, 3 of clear, dry. And what do you know? The white of the clay will come through as the white of the eyes. All right, anything else? Is that it? That couldn't just be it. Clean up would be washing your brushes really well. Obviously, you gotta clean this at the sink before you take it over to the red. And run it on your hand, like under the tap, right? That's what gets it super clean. Pushing it out all the way down the metal as well. Is there anything, any questions? It can't be that. Reminder, shake these up, clean your brushes between, ask me any questions, and when it's dry with the color, you put on the clear coat. They're usually in the yogurt tubs. And then we'll set it aside, let it dry again. I'll fire it, and it'll come out all super fancy. That's it, right?
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Thank you for watching.